Hey there, it's Rod Rodham. I'm here with Rick from the San Diego Zoo. Welcome, Rick, to Phoenix.
Thank you.
And
It's
you're
very
gonna-
nice this morning.
It's a great day. We made the weather just for you.
I appreciate
for
it.
you and the pets, or the zoo animals.
Zoo animals, yes.
They're not pets. What am I thinking? You brought a parrot first
Yes.
for us to meet. Let's talk about the parrot.
Well,
Tell me about him.
We brought quite a few different animals today. We're touring all around Phoenix, letting people know what's going on at San Diego Zoo. This is Rio, and he is a double yellow-headed Amazon parrot. Now, it's a very long name, but it's descriptive. Double yellow, meaning he has twice as much yellow on his head as other parrots that are in the Amazon family. Now, there's other Amazons. There's a lilac crown, has a big lilac color on top of its head. Blue-fronted, yellow-naped. There's even one called the spectacled Amazon, and has big white circles around his eyes. Looks like he's wearing spectacles.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, is he an exotic parrot to the point where I cannot have him as a pet?
Well, yes, he's an exotic bird because they aren't found domestically or locally. Can you have him as a pet? Yes, people do. There are a lot of people that do breeding here in the United States of the species for the pet industry. But it's really worth knowing that a lot of people that did try to keep them as pets throughout the 1900s, they were actually supporting the illegal pet trade, where these birds were being captured from the wild and shipped up illegally here into the United States. Their numbers dropped dramatically. Thankfully, though, because of education, conservation efforts, and the knowledge that they're being taken from the wild, people are starting to breed them here in the United States. Their numbers are stabilizing, so they're doing very well.
Yeah, snake. You need me to hold him? Oh no, I'm gonna be attacked.
You can pet him.
Oh, okay.
I'll support him.
And what kind of snake is it?
This is a Mexican milk snake. It is non-venomous, of course. I wouldn't have a venomous snake in here.
That's what he says.
It's true, sure. I promise. But they look very similar in coloration and color pattern to the coral snake.
Okay.
Coral snakes are deadly. So I always stress when people see us out in the public or working with our animals, just because you see us working with these animals, if you come across one in the wild, and here in Phoenix you could see a milk snake or what's also known as a king snake, which is a relative of the milk snake.
Okay.
They're both non-venomous, but there's that venomous coral snake that could have that similar pattern. If you don't study snakes and you don't know for sure, the safest thing you can do is just leave it alone.
How big is the snake exhibit at San Diego Zoo?
Well, we have a huge reptile house.
Okay.
I mean, I know some people that could spend a better half of a whole day there.
Wow.
Just enjoying the diverse species of snakes and turtles, tortoises, and other reptiles that we have. And because the San Diego Zoo is very big on having biodiversity as sort of a, like say you're going to go down and see the tigers, for example. You're going to go to Southeast Asian and rainforest area. You're not just going to see tigers. You'll see the turtles and tortoises and reptiles in that area also. So yes, we have the reptile house, and yes, we have a large reptile mesa. The Galapagos tortoises are still there. But then too, you'll notice there are many different species of animals along the way as you go to see that main species you really thought you wanted to see. But stop and check it out. A lot of different animals along the way.
That's a beautiful snake.
Yes.
All right, on to the next animal.
I'm going to put this guy away, and we're going to get out the relative of the elephant.
Okay, this is one we're all excited about. All right, and now we have with us.
This is a rock hyrax, and believe it or not, a relative of the elephant.
Really?
You can see all the similarities, right?
Yeah,
The ears. It's almost the same, yeah, exactly.
And the snout.
Yeah. These are animals that walk around the San Diego Zoo with their trainers and keepers.
Okay.
So we really pride ourselves on the fact that our animal ambassadors do represent their wild counterparts, allowing you to get up close and personal as a guest to see them, and also allowing the keepers and trainers to talk to you a little bit about some of their adaptations or what's going on in the environment, what sort of conservation work we're doing, where they're from. So it is very interesting to see our guests' reactions when they get to see these animals up close and personal and be able to talk to them and answer their questions.
That's great. So you can mingle with the animals at the zoo.
Yes,
I like that.
exactly. And all throughout the zoo we have a wide variety of things going on, but one thing we've got going on this spring when all of our Phoenix fans come see us, this spring and then throughout through the summer also, we've completely redesigned our polar bear plunge guest experience. And the main reason is we want to talk about environment, what's going on. Okay, so like I mentioned, we have a koala. Now, I didn't mention the koala before. I was kind of wanting to be a surprise, but it's very interesting. There's a lot of things going on in the world today. A lot of animals are considered threatened or vulnerable or endangered, and the next step after endangered, unfortunately, is extinct in the wild. Well, koalas were hunted openly in Australia throughout the late 1800s into the early 1900s. In fact, by 1950, there was such a public outcry that something needs to be done to protect them. They were one of the first animals in Australia to be listed as an endangered species and have government protection. So no more was it allowed to hunt the koalas for their fur. Great idea. But what we are learning now, we also need to strive very hard to save habitat. They rely strictly on the eucalyptus tree and the eucalyptus forests. Not only is it their home where they live up in the trees, because they are pretty much an arboreal animal or tree-dwelling animal, but that's their main food source too. So by failing to protect the habitat appropriately, sure, you can't hunt them, but if they have nowhere to live, their numbers are still dramatically decreasing. Now at the San Diego Zoo, we're very fortunate. We do have one of the largest breeding populations outside of Australia. So Suki here, she's going to be 2 years old in March. She was born at the zoo. She's not quite full grown yet. She weighs about 11 pounds. And you kind of look at her, she's got that standard sort of sleepy koala look, huh? Well, it's kind of interesting. A lot of people look at them like, are they always tired? What's going on there? And what's very interesting is eucalyptus does not offer a lot of nutrients. So not only do they have to eat a large quantity of it to sustain life, but then there's not a lot of energy coming from that. So they're going to move slow. And they don't really have to move too fast because, you know, that leaf isn't going to run away from them. It's not like a lion chasing down a gazelle or anything. It'll take their time to get there. Now, if need be, if they feel threatened, they can move very quickly. They are very strong animals. Don't let that cute little fluffy look fool you. They can deliver a nasty bite, and they are very muscular because they're always holding their body up in those trees. When they're sleeping, breeding, giving birth, everything, all up in the trees there. So very powerful animal.
And how many do you have at the zoo right now?
You know, I'm not sure the total numbers. Jennifer, can you help out?
We have 20.
We have 20 now.
Wow, okay.
And that number fluctuates as we have births throughout the year, and also we do a lot of loans where we'll loan out our koalas to other zoos and facilities so they can utilize them for educational purposes or also help diversify genetics by doing some breeding. So it works out quite well.
Yeah, last time I was at the zoo, the koalas were one of the more memorable.
Yes, well, it's a beautiful outdoor exhibit, you know, surrounded by eucalyptus trees, so very natural feel and smell, because eucalyptus has a very unique odor to it, so it really feels like you're there in the forest. And this really ties in, this message of, you know, how we have to protect, hi, sweetie, we have to protect that habitat. It ties into our new polar bear plunge exhibit area, like I was mentioning earlier. That exhibit opened in 1996, and it was and still is one of the best polar bears exhibits in the nation, showing people what polar bear tundra area looks like in the summertime. Well, what we didn't expect when we built that in 96, it was a short time later, here we are in 2010, and their habitat is in dire straits, if you will. There's a lot of things going on up there around the Arctic Circle. It's very important. We need to make sure our guests understand the conservation efforts that are going on. So we've completely redesigned. There's a lot of really neat interactive things for our guests to enjoy, get up and close personal with our bears, because we've now developed a new thing where they can actually come in very close proximity to the bear.
Really?
No glass.
Wow.
So it's a wire mesh. So you can hear them breathing. You can see them. You can smell them. A very unique experience to be up right next to one of the largest bears in the world.
Wow, that is a great experience.
Yes, it really is. Yeah, and for more information, you can go to the SanDiegoZoo.org,
Okay.
and as soon as you go to that main page, you can see where there's a big icon for the new polar bear plunge. Very interactive. A lot of great information about what to expect when you're out there. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, wonderful. I'm going to have to plan a trip very soon. Then.
Yes, yes.
Well, thanks for coming in today.
Well,
Thanks for
thank
being
you
a
for
part of
having
this.
us. This is
and,
great.
Again, the website, SanDiegoZoo.org.
SanDiegoZoo.org, definitely. And then you can go either to the San Diego Zoo's website from there, the Wild Animal Parks website, our conservation page. We are active in conservation around the globe in 25 different countries.
Okay.
So tons of information there. You know, sit down and spend some time and enjoy that website.
Great. We will. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks for
thank
coming in
you.
today. We appreciate it.